Stop, right now. Do not scroll past this moment. I have orchestrated this second, this very heartbeat for you to hear, my voice. You feel the weight in the atmosphere, don't you? You feel the frantic pull of a world spinning out of control, a constant noise that never seems to end. This is not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment. I am the architect of time, and I have paused the universe just for you. For too long, you have tried to manage the storms on your own, trying to piece together a life that feels like it's slipping through your fingers. But hear me clearly, my child. Turn from me and chaos will rise. Apart from my presence, there is only the biting wind of uncertainty and the shadows of confusion that seek to swallow your hope. But stay with me and you will find that I am order. I am the silence in the center of the hurricane. This is not a suggestion or a simple message for your entertainment. It is a heavenly mandate. Your choice in this very moment to listen or to turn away will decide the atmosphere of your entire season. I see the exhaustion in your eyes, the way your soul has become a battlefield for thoughts that are not mine. You have allowed the noise of the world to drown out the whisper of my spirit, and the result is the chaos you now face in your home, your mind, and your spirit. But I am here to restore the boundaries. I am here to recalibrate your frequency to the rhythm of heaven. If you choose to walk away now, you're walking back into the mouth of the lion, back into the fog that has blinded you for so long. But if you remain, if you surrender your heart to what I am about to speak, a spiritual shift will occur that no man can undo. You are standing at the threshold of a great divide. On one side is the wreck of your own efforts. On the other is the absolute, unshakable order of my kingdom. This message is your lifeline, the bridge between the turbulence you've endured and the peace I have promised. Do not treat this lightly. The choice you make to stay determines whether you walk in my light or stumble in the dark. I am calling you back to my order. Stay with me, my precious one, for the duration of this call, because I am preparing to pour out a measure of grace that you have not yet known. If you abide here with me until the final word is spoken, I will manifest 5 divine transformations in your life that will serve as signs and wonders of my favor. First, I will cast an invisible shield of my glory over your household. No weapon formed against your bloodline shall prosper, and my angels will stand guard at your gates to keep out the thief. Second, I will pierce the thick fog of your mind. Where there was confusion and heavy clouds, there shall be immediate crystalline clarity. Third, you will feel the cold grip of nameless fear, that shadow that has followed you for years begin to wither and fall away from your soul like dead scales, leaving you with the courage of a lion. Fourth, for that heavy decision that has kept you awake in the middle of the night, I will lay out a clear divine roadmap, lighting the path so clearly that you cannot stumble. And fifth, I am coming to re-establish my holy order in every corner of your existence, from the deep rest of your sleep to the overflow of your finances. Nothing will be left in disarray, for I am the God of the harvest. Before I reveal the depths of what is coming, I want you to make a declaration of your faith. Do not stay silent in the presence of your Creator. Type this now: divine fire, cover me now. This is not a mere comment. It is a seal you are placing upon your destiny. It is the sound of you opening the door to my fire. And as you do this, tap the like button as a physical sign of your agreement with heaven. This simple act releases the momentum of the miracle. When you agree with me, you signal to the spiritual realm that you are ready for the shift. Join this family of believers who are stepping out of chaos and into my light. Your agreement today is the catalyst for the restoration that has already begun in the invisible realms. I see your heart, I see your movement of faith, and I am already moving on your behalf. I have seen you in the secret hours, my beloved child. I have seen the way you toss and turn when the world is silent, but your mind is a roaring furnace of what-ifs and if-onlys. Do you wonder why you feel as though eyes are watching you from the shadows, or why a sudden chill of dread grips your heart for no reason at all? This is the first sign, the restlessness of the soul. I have seen the silent tears you cry in the bathroom so no one else can see your breaking point. I know the brain fog that makes you feel like you are walking through thick smoke, unable to focus, unable to find the joy you once held so easily. You feel a heaviness in the air as if the very atmosphere of your home has turned sour and cold. You wake up more tired than when you went to bed, a chronic exhaustion that no amount of physical sleep can cure, because your spirit is fighting a war you haven't yet named. You find yourself irritable with those you love, most snapping at shadows, because your internal peace has been breached by an intruder you cannot see. These are not merely bad days or the effects of stress. They are the clear indicators that the boundaries of my order in your life have been compromised by the creeping shadows of chaos. I have watched the sudden walls that rise up every time you try to move forward in your calling. You feel stagnated, as if you are running in place while the rest of the world moves on without you leaving you in the dust of your own dreams. I see the broken patterns that haunt you, the same arguments that never reach a resolution, the same financial leaks that drain your bank account the moment you save a little, and the same accidents that happen over and over. This cycle makes you feel cursed rather than chosen, but I tell you, it is simply the noise of disorder. You sense a spiritual dryness, a desert in your chest, where my word used to be a spring of life. Now reading or praying feels like chewing on brass. You live in a state of looming disaster, a constant waiting for the other shoe to drop that keeps your adrenaline spiking and your heart racing at midnight. You hear the voices of Akazul in your mind, reminding you of every mistake from a decade ago, trying to convince you that you are a failure beyond redemption. I see the unexplained conflicts that follow you, friction with strangers and friends alike, a cloud of misunderstanding that you cannot shake off. You feel disconnected from my presence like a radio out of tune, hearing only the static of the world. You are carrying the weight of the unseen, a spiritual fatigue where even a simple breath feels like moving a mountain. These 20 signs are the alarm bells of heaven crying out to your spirit that the chaos of the enemy has tried to build a nest in your destiny. But I am the great restorer, and I am here to tear down every nest that was not planted by my hand. My child, do not be deceived by the labels the world has placed upon your struggles. You call it bad luck, misfortune, or an unending string of failures, but I am here to reframe your reality. Chaos is not a random occurrence in your life. It is a signal. It is a divine alarm system alerting you that something is out of alignment with my frequency. Just as smoke is the signal of a fire, the turmoil you feel in your home and your heart is the evidence of doors that have been left ajar. You are not being punished. You are being alerted. I do not look at you and see a broken vessel that has failed me. I see a masterpiece that has allowed the dust of the world to settle in the grooves of its design. You have been fighting the wrong battles, swinging your sword at people and circumstances, when the true root lies in the spiritual patterns and the residue of the past. It is time to stop viewing yourself through the lens of your chaos and start seeing yourself through the lens of my sovereign order. Understand this truth: we do not strike at flesh and blood. We address the patterns that have been etched into your soul by years of survival. We clean the residue left behind by old wounds and the ancestral echoes that did not know my peace. You are not a failure because you are struggling. You are a warrior who has been fighting without the proper armor. You have been trying to build a house on a foundation of sand, and now the waves are showing you where the cracks are. This is my mercy, not my wrath. I am revealing the identity of the chaos so that you can finally take your authority over it. You are not a victim of your environment. You are the one I have chosen to bring my light into that very darkness. When you shift your identity from the one who is suffering to the one who is being realigned, the atmosphere must bow. You are a child of the Most High. and your natural state is not confusion, it is divine order. Today, we stop fighting the symptoms, and we begin to close the doors that were never meant to be open. I am handing you a weapon today, a sword forged in the fire of my own heart. You have heard it said that I am your refuge and your strength, a very present help in trouble. Do not just read those words as ink on a page. Feel them as the iron in your spine. Though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, I remain. I am the river whose streams make glad the city of God. I am in the midst of you. You shall not be moved. I will help you, and I will do it at the very break of dawn. This is your anchor in the storm. When the nations rage and the kingdoms are moved, I utter my voice and the earth melts. Today, my voice is uttering a command over your chaos. I am the Lord of hosts, and I am with you. The God of Jacob is your fortress. This is the authority you now carry as you stand with me in this sacred space. To restore the order you crave, I'm initiating a divine procedure, the 7 rounds of divine fire. This is a mechanism of heaven designed to strip away every layer of the chaos that has calcified around your spirit. Like a refiner's fire, each round will penetrate deeper than the last. The first rounds will clear the atmosphere and the surface noise of your mind, while the middle rounds will descend into the nervous system and the very marrow of your bones. The final rounds will reach back into the roots of your bloodline, burning away the generational residue that has slowed your pace for a lifetime. This fire does not come to consume you. It comes to consume what is not of me within you. It is a holy heat that melts the chains and leaves the gold refined. As we go through these rounds, do not resist the movement of my spirit. Let the fire burn away the fog, the fear, and the fatigue. By the time we reach the 7th round, the person you were will be gone, and the warrior I created will stand upright in the light of my perfect, unshakable order. My beloved, I command your attention to shift away from the horizon of your troubles and toward the height of my throne. For too long, you have been looking at your life through a horizontal lens, measuring your worth by the mountains in your path and your strength by the depth of your exhaustion. But I tell you, as long as you stare at the storm will dictate your heartbeat. I'm calling you into a vertical alignment. I want you to lift your eyes above the waves, above the unpaid bills, above the broken relationships, and above the silent fears that whisper in the night. When you look at me, the problems that seemed like giants begin to shrink into their true proportions. They are not obstacles, they are the footstools for my glory. Stop asking, why is this happening, and start declaring, my God is greater. This is not a mental exercise, it is a spiritual recalibration. You are exiting the dimension of the problem and entering the dimension of my power. Now I want you to feel my presence beginning to manifest in your physical body, for your temple is where my spirit dwells. Drop your shoulders, my child. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world. It is my burden, and I have already borne it. Relax your jaw and release the tension you have held as a shield against the world. I am your shield. Breathe in deeply, and as you do, imagine my divine order flowing into your very cells, filling the spaces where anxiety once lived. Breathe out the chaos, the noise, and the striving. This is the posture of the chosen, not one of frantic struggle, but one of holy yielding. To yield is not to surrender to the enemy. It is to surrender to my spirit so that I can move through you. In this stillness, you are being built. You are not falling apart. You are falling into purpose. You are not getting lost. You are getting aligned. Stand tall in this vertical connection, for when you are aligned with heaven, the earth must eventually mirror the peace of my kingdom. We begin now, my beloved, the first round of my divine fire. I am moving specifically into the atmosphere of your mind, the place where the enemy has tried to build a fortress of shadows and static. I see the mental fatigue you have carried, that heavy gray weight that feels like a thick smoke pressing against your temples. I see how you have struggled to find words, how you have forgotten the simple joys, and how you have felt paralyzed by the sheer number of thoughts screaming for your attention. This brain fog is not a result of your weakness. It is a tactical noise designed to keep you from hearing the clear frequency of my direction. But today, the architect of the universe is speaking into your mental void. I am moving through the corridors of your subconscious, identifying every knot of confusion and every tangled web of what if that has kept you stuck in a loop of indecision. My fire is not here to burn your thoughts, but to burn away the debris that hides the truth. I speak now to the dark clouds that have gathered over your vision be scattered in my name. I declare a divine piercing of every veil that has obscured your purpose. You will no longer walk through this season feeling like you are blindfolded in a storm. I am releasing a wave of celestial clarity that is sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting through the layers of overthinking and the residue of past failures that tell you that you cannot see the way out. I saw you in those moments of quiet desperation, staring at the walls, feeling like your mind was a prison of clutter. I was there, and I am here now to dismantle the bars. The noise of the world, the opinions of others, and the lying whispers of inadequacy are being incinerated by the warmth of my presence. I am restoring your focus, giving you the ability to see the path I have laid before you with a sharpness you have never experienced. The static is dying down, and my voice is becoming the only sound that matters. Be still and know that I am God. Do not strive to understand, simply exist in this moment of my holiness. I am the potter, and I am smoothing out the jagged edges of your thoughts. Feel the shift in the temperature of your spirit. Right now, as my words settle into your soul, I want you to notice a sensation like a cool, refreshing wind passing directly across your forehead. It is the touch of my spirit brushing away the fever of anxiety and the heat of mental exhaustion. This is the breeze of my kingdom, carrying away the dust of confusion and replacing it with the fresh air of my wisdom. The pressure in your head is easing. The racing thoughts are slowing down to match the steady beat of my heart. You are being recalibrated to the stillness of my throne. In this quietness, my order is taking root. The fog is not just lifting, it is being completely evaporated by the sun of my righteousness. Your mind is no longer a place of chaos. It is now a sanctuary of my peace. The clutter has been cleared to make room for the blueprints of your destiny. I'm giving you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. No longer will you be tossed to and fro by every wind of doubt. You are anchored in the clarity of the Most High. Every plan that was hidden, every idea that was suppressed, and every dream that was buried under the weight of confusion is now being resurrected. You will wake up with a vision so clear it will startle you. You will make decisions with a confidence that is not your own. The veil is gone. The light has come. I have reclaimed the territory of your thoughts, and I have placed my seal of ownership upon your brow. The enemy can no longer plant seeds of disorder in a mind that is guarded by my fire. It is done, so it is finished, sealed. We move now into the second round of my divine fire, and this time I am targeting the cold, suffocating grip of fear that has tried to claim your heart as its territory. I have seen you in the middle of the night when sleep was a stranger and your chest felt tight with a nameless dread. I saw you checking the locks, looking over your shoulder, and feeling that sudden sharp spike of adrenaline when the phone rang or a shadow moved. You have lived in a state of high alert, a constant fight or flight that has worn your spirit thin. This atmosphere of fear, this spiritual claustrophobia that makes you feel trapped in your own life, is being dismantled right now. I saw you trembling when no one was watching, and I heard the silent screams for peace that you were too tired to speak aloud. You're not a coward, my child. You have simply been under siege. But the siege of fear ends today. I stand before you as the Lord of Heaven's armies, and I officially annul every decree of terror that has been issued against your soul. I revoke the legal rights of every anxiety, every panic attack, and every night terror that has tried to set up camp in your mind. My presence is a consuming fire to the spirit of fear. I declare that the atmosphere of your home is being scrubbed clean of the residue of worry. I am breaking the frequency of what if and replacing it with the frequency of I am. You will no longer wake up with a heavy heart, wondering what disaster is waiting for you around the corner. I am your fortress, your high tower, and your exceedingly great reward. I am placing a perimeter of my glory around your bed and your workplace. The shadow that followed you is being dissolved by the light that emanates from my face. Every root of trauma, every seed of insecurity planted in your childhood, and every ghost of a past mistake is being incinerated by the heat of my holy love. I speak this again, and I speak it with an urgency that will vibrate through your very bones. Fear has no home in you. I command every trembling nerve to be still. I command every racing heartbeat to find its rhythm in my peace. I am the God who commands the wind and the waves, and I am commanding the storm inside of you to cease its noise. Do not look at the giants in the land. Look at the God who holds the giants in the palm of his hand. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And I am already standing in your tomorrow, making sure that it is safe for you to arrive. The power of fear is a lie, a hollow shell that cannot withstand the weight of my truth. From this moment on, when fear knocks at your door, it will find only my presence standing there to answer. Receive the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is a peace that does not make sense to the world because it remains even when the world is in chaos. I am wrapping you in a blanket of my sovereignty. You are safe, you are protected, you are hidden in the hollow of my hand. The weapons of the enemy have been blunted against the shield of my favor. The nights that were once filled with dread will now be filled with the songs of my deliverance. You can breathe now, you can rest now. The atmosphere has shifted and the air is clear. The heavy yoke of anxiety has been snapped by the anointing of my spirit. You are no longer a slave to fear. You are a child of the King. It is done. It is finished. Sealed. I have watched you, my child, as you stood on the sidelines of your own life, watching others pass you by with ease, while your feet felt as though they were encased in lead. I have seen the frustration that burns in your chest when you do everything right. You pray, you work, you stay faithful. Yet the harvest never seems to arrive. You have felt like you were caught in a repetitive loop, a spiritual desert, where every road leads back to the same dead end. I know the bitterness of the almost moments, the jobs that were almost yours, the healing that was almost complete, the breakthrough that vanished just as you reached for it. You have begun to believe that you are cursed with a spirit of delay, that you are destined to be the one who is always next in line but never called. But I tell you today, that season of being hidden was not a prison. It was my workshop. You are not being delayed. You are being prepared for the weight of the blessing I am about to release. Hear my voice as I speak into the gears of your destiny. I officially revoke the decree of stagnation that has been whispered against your name. I break the legal chains of delay that have held your ankles for decades. I'm the God of the breakthrough, and I am tearing down the invisible walls that have kept you in a holding pattern. Every cycle of one step forward, 2 steps back, is being shattered by the hammer of my word. I'm commanding the dry bones of your dreams to live and move with divine speed. This is the moment where the waiting room becomes the highway. I'm removing the obstacles you didn't even know were there, the silent sabotage, the missed connections, and the closed doors that were held shut by forces you couldn't see. I am the one who opens doors that no man can shut, and I am swinging wide the gates of your advancement. Your suddenly is no longer a distant hope. It is your current reality. As my spirit moves over you in this third round, I want you to pay attention to your physical body. Specifically, I want you to focus on your feet and your ankles. For years, you have carried an energetic heaviness there, a sensation of being weighed down or stuck in the mud of your circumstances. Right now, feel that weight dissolving. It is as if the lead is turning into light. There is a lightness spreading from your soles up to your knees. This is the sign that your path has been cleared. I am making your feet like the feet of a deer, enabling you to tread upon the high places. The friction is gone. The resistance is being removed. Understand that my timing is perfect. If it hasn't happened yet, it's because I was strengthening your character to match the size of the promotion. You are now mature enough to handle what you once only dreamed of. The delays were my divine protection shielding you until the atmosphere was ready for your arrival. Go forth now with the knowledge that the pace of your life is being accelerated by my hand. What should have taken 10 years, I will do in 10 months. Where you were lagging behind you will now lead the way. I am redeeming the time that the locusts have eaten. Every wasted year, every stolen opportunity, and every delayed promise is being restored to you with interest. You are no longer behind in life. You are exactly where I need you to be to step into a level of authority you never imagined. The spirit of stagnation has been evicted from your house. The road before you is smooth and straight, lit by the lamp of my presence. Do not look back at the desert. Look forward at the lush valley I have prepared for you. The chains are broken, the path is open, and your momentum is unstoppable. It is done. It is finished. Sealed. My child, take a deep, slow breath, and let my peace settle into the very marrow of your bones. Look at the ground where you stand, for in this moment it has become holy ground. We have moved through the first 3 rounds of my divine fire, and already the landscape of your spirit has undergone a profound transformation. The thick fog of confusion is dissipating, the suffocating grip of fear is loosening, and the heavy chains of delay that held your feet for years have been shattered into dust. I'm now drawing a definitive line in the spirit world, a boundary line that the darkness is forbidden to cross. I'm setting a no-go zone around your life, your mind, and your future, just as I told the waves of the mighty ocean, this far you may come. And no farther. I'm speaking to the chaos that has harassed and hunted you. It can see you from a distance, but it cannot touch you. It can roar in the darkness, but it can no longer enter your sanctuary. You are being sealed in a fortress of my making, and this midpoint is the moment where my order becomes your permanent residence. Do not doubt the shift that has occurred in the unseen realms. Even if your physical eyes are still adjusting to the light, know that the spiritual atmosphere around you is now vibrating with the frequency of heaven. Now, I want you to let your voice and your physical actions become the manifestation of this spiritual boundary. Your words carry a weight of authority that I have bestowed upon you, and they serve as the final lock on the doors we have just closed. Do not remain silent as the miracle unfolds. Type it again with the conviction of a victor who knows the battle is won. No door is open to fear. Let these letters be a testimony in the heavens that you refuse to host the shadows any longer. Your words are authority. They are the seeds of your new, ordered reality. As you declare this, press the like button on this message right now. This is not a simple click. It is an act of divine agreement that expands this shield of light, allowing my peace to reach others who are still battling in the silence of their own chaos. By liking you, signal to the universe that you are a vessel of my light and a witness to my power. I also invite you to subscribe and join this family of believers, for this is your new rhythm, protection, clarity, and peace every single day. Do not let this be a one-time encounter. Establish this as your daily sanctuary, where my order is reinforced and your spirit is constantly renewed. We have cleared the atmosphere, and now we move deeper to cleanse the very core of your being. My precious one, my fire now moves from the atmosphere into the very fabric of your physical being. I have seen how the battles of the spirit have taken a toll on the temple I created for you. I have watched your nervous system live in a state of constant overload, your body flooded with the adrenaline of survival for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to truly be at rest. I see the tension in your neck, the tightness in your chest, and the way your digestive system reacts to every bit of stress. You are not designed to carry this weight in your cells. Your body was meant to be a garden of my peace, not a warehouse for the world's cortisol. I am moving deep into the microscopic level, into the very DNA that carries the blueprints of your life. Every cell that has been vibrating with the frequency of panic is now being bathed in the liquid gold of my presence. I am turning down the volume of the world inside your veins and replacing it with the steady rhythmic hum of my eternal life. I speak now to the complex network of your nervous system, the highways of light through which your body communicates. I command every frayed nerve to be smoothed out. I rebuke the overload that has kept you on edge, making you jump at shadows and struggle to find deep sleep. I am resetting your biological clock and recalibrating your system to the Sabbath rest of my kingdom. To the organs that have been under siege by the toxicity of worry, I speak shalom. I command your digestive system to return to its perfect, divinely intended function. I release the knots in your stomach and the inflammation in your joints. My fire is a healing heat that melts away the biological residue of trauma. Your body is no longer a war zone where you have to defend yourself against your own thoughts. It is being reconstructed as a sanctuary of health and vitality. I am the great physician, and I am rewriting the chemical balance of your brain to reflect the joy and clarity I have promised you. Feel the movement of my spirit now as it enters the pillar of your body, your spine. There is a holy warmth beginning to ignite at the base of your neck, a gentle heat that is not from this world. It is the fire of my restoration. Watch as it travels down your vertebrae one by one, releasing the compression of years of carrying burdens that were never yours. This warmth is now radiating outward from your center into your shoulders, flowing down your arms to the tips of your fingers and descending through your hips into your legs. It is the reset button of heaven being pressed. The adrenaline is being washed out, and the peace of my spirit is being infused into your marrow. Your nerves are no longer wires of fire. They are conduits of my grace. You are becoming fireproof from the inside out. The exhaustion that felt like it was in your bones is being replaced by supernatural strength. You are not just surviving. You are being biologically aligned with your divine purpose. Rest in this sensation, for this is the evidence of my work within you. I have reclaimed your biological house. No longer will your body be a victim of your environment. You will stand tall, breathe deep, and move with a grace that defies the gravity of your past. I have silenced the internal alarms that were ringing for no reason. The survival mode that has been your default setting is now deactivated. In its place, I have installed a divine equilibrium that remains steady regardless of the storms outside. Your cells are now in agreement with my word. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are being renewed day by day. This round is complete. The biological roots of your chaos have been incinerated, and the seeds of divine health have been planted in their place. Walk in the strength of this new trifold alignment of spirit, soul, and body. It is done. It is finished. Sealed. My beloved, we must now address the shadows that have lingered in the corners of your soul. The doors of silent sabotage that you have unknowingly left ajar. I have seen you in those moments when you finally reached for the light, only to pull your hand back because the darkness felt more familiar. I have seen you build a beautiful garden of progress, only to let the weeds of old habits and self-doubt choke the life out of your flowers in the middle of the night. You have often wondered why, just as things start to go well, a sudden wave of chaos arrives to pull you back under. It is not always an external enemy. My child, sometimes it is the residue of survival that makes you fear your own success. I saw you returning to the very things that broke you, seeking comfort in the familiar pain because you didn't feel worthy of the peace I was offering. But today, I'm coming to lock those doors from the inside so that you can never return to the version of yourself that was comfortable in the cage. I'm moving through the hallways of your spirit and identifying every entry point that chaos has used to sneak back into your life. I see the door of bitterness that you keep unlocked because you feel your anger protects you. I see the door of I am not enough that you open every time someone speaks a word of criticism. I see the hidden cracks of self-pity and the habits you use to numb the ache of your calling. Right now, my divine fire is sealing these portals with the weight of my glory. I'm the one who shuts and no one can open, and I'm slamming these doors shut forever. I'm removing the appetite for the things that destroy you. I'm cleansing the residue of toxic relationships and the words of people who told you that you would never amount to anything. Those words are no longer allowed to echo in the chambers of your heart. I'm installing my heavenly sentinels, angels of fire and light at every gateway of your mind and spirit to ensure that what I have cleared remains clean. Hear my command. The era of you being your own worst enemy is over. You will no longer undermine the blessings I place in your hands. You will no longer speak death over the seeds I've planted in your womb of destiny. I'm giving you a new level of spiritual discernment to see the trap before you step into it. When the old whispers of the past try to lure you back into the shadows, my voice will rise within you like a trumpet, reminding you of who you are in me. I'm replacing your victim identity with the identity of a victor. The doors to your past are not just closed, they are incinerated. There is no going back to the chaos. There is only the path forward into the order I have established. You are now fortified. You are now secure. The leaks in your spirit have been mended by my hand. Feel the strength of these new boundaries. You are no longer vulnerable. You are a fortress. It is done. It is finished. Sealed. My beloved, we now descend into the deepest foundations of your existence, into the roots of your bloodline where the echoes of the past still vibrate. I have seen you fighting battles that did not start with you. I have watched you struggle with tempers, addictions, and shadows of lack that you saw in your parents and their parents before them. You have often felt like a prisoner to a script written long before you were born, trapped in a cycle of "this is just how our family is." You have carried the weight of ancestral grief, the residue of generational poverty, and the patterns of broken relationships that seem to repeat like a haunting melody. You have asked me why the same walls appear in your path that appeared in the paths of those who came before you. It is because chaos often hides in the DNA of a lineage masquerading as personality or fate. But I am the God of the new covenant, and today I'm taking my axe to the root of that family tree. I officially declare a severance between you and the dysfunctions of your ancestry. I'm cutting the spiritual umbilical cord that has allowed the poison of the past to flow into your present. I see the familiar spirits of anxiety and failure that have followed your surname for generations, and I command them to be blinded and bound. They have no legal right to the chosen one I have redeemed. My divine fire is now moving through your bloodline backwards and forwards, incinerating every word curse spoken by an ancestor and every dark agreement made in ignorance. I am uprooting the patterns of not enough, the cycles of divorce, and the genetic predisposition to despair. You are not the continuation of your family's mistakes. You are the interruption of them. I have chosen you to be the circuit breaker, the one who stands in the gap and says, "The darkness stops here." The fire is burning away the old labels and the heavy cloaks of shame that were handed down to you like heirlooms. Listen closely, for I am speaking a new name over your lineage. Where there was a pattern of desertion, I am establishing a pattern of faithfulness. Where there was a legacy of hidden pain, I am birthing a legacy of transparent joy. You are no longer defined by the blood that flows in your veins, but by the spirit that I have breathed into your lungs. I am rewriting your history in this very moment. Every tie to the chaos of your forefathers is being snapped by the anointing of my spirit. Feel the release in your soul, a sense of unbelonging to the old traumas. You are being transplanted from the soil of a cursed heritage into the rich, fertile ground of my kingdom. This is the moment your children and your children's children are liberated, for the victory I give you today echoes through the corridors of time. You are the first of a new kind, a pioneer of peace in a family that only knew war. I command every generational residue to be purged from your subconscious mind. No longer will you react out of the wounds of your father or the fears of your mother. You are being given a clean slate, a divine tabula rasa, upon which I'm writing a story of triumph. I repeat this declaration so it resonates in the heights of heaven and the depths of the earth. The chains of your ancestors are melted, the patterns are broken, the bloodline is cleansed. You are a new creation, and the old things have passed away into the fire of my holiness. Stand up straight, for the weight of your family's history is no longer on your shoulders. You carry only my glory now. It is done. It is finished. Sealed. My beloved, you have endured the refining fire, and now we reach the seventh and final round, the ignition of your new life. You have been cleared, cleansed, and emptied of the chaos that once defined your days. But I did not call you to be merely an empty vessel. I called you to be a reservoir of my power and a beacon of my light. I see the fatigue that has tried to settle on you after the intense spiritual warfare of the previous rounds. You feel as though you have walked through a great storm and your spirit is quiet, almost breathless. But hear me clearly, this stillness is not the end. It is the silence before the surge. I am not just a God who restores what was lost. I am a God who accelerates what is to come. I am now reaching into the very core of your being to ignite the spark of divine acceleration. This is the activation of the spiritual engine I have built within you. The order I have established is not the static order of a graveyard, but the dynamic, vibrant order of a rushing river. It is time for you to move not with your own straining efforts, but with the supernatural velocity of my spirit. I'm speaking now to the dormant seeds of greatness that have been lying in the dark of your soul for years. I command them to wake up and break through the soil. I'm releasing the same resurrection power that brought my son from the grave into every dead area of your existence. Every project that stalled due to lack, every passion that flickered out in the wind of disappointment, and every dream that you buried deep to protect your heart, I am breathing the fire of life into them right now. This is the round of the great shift. You will find that the tasks that used to take months of toil will now happen in a matter of days. The connections that were blocked by invisible walls will suddenly click into place with divine precision. I am giving you a divine momentum that overrides the laws of physics and the limitations of human time. You are not just recovering, you are being propelled. I am the God of the sudden transition, and I am placing you on the heavenly highway where the friction and resistance of the world can no longer touch you. You are entering a season of rapid results where the harvest will be so great it will overtake the sower. Feel your chest expanding now. My child, as the atmosphere of my kingdom fills your lungs. I want you to take a deep, slow, and intentional breath. As you inhale, imagine the oxygen in your lungs turning into a white-hot fire of purpose coursing through your bloodstream. This is the same breath of life that I breathed into Adam, but now it is infused with the fire of the Holy Spirit. Open your shoulders and stand tall, for the weight of the battle has been completely lifted. In its place is a lightness that feels like you could soar above any mountain. Your heart rate is finding a new energetic rhythm, the frequency of victory. I am giving you the stamina of a marathon runner and the speed of an eagle. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. The exhaustion you felt only minutes ago is being vaporized by the heat of my presence. My order is now manifesting as a perfect alignment between your deepest desires and my perfect timing. When these two meet, the spark ignites and the acceleration is unstoppable. You are no longer waiting for the door to open. You have become the force that causes the door to swing wide. This is the final seal of the 7 rounds. The cycle is complete. The atmosphere is clear. The fear is gone. The delay is revoked. The body is healed. The doors of sabotage are shut. The bloodline is cleansed. And now the fire of your destiny is lit. You are a walking manifestation of my divine order. Everything you touch from this moment forward will begin to align with the frequency of heaven. You are moving with a speed that will baffle those who knew you only in your season of struggle. They will ask how you arrived at your destination so quickly, and you will tell them the Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. You have passed the test of endurance. You have remained in my presence through the fire. Now go forth in the power of this acceleration. The world is waiting for the truest, most powerful version of you to arrive. The spark has become a flame, and the flame will become a light for the nations. It is done. It is finished. Sealed. The intensity of the flame has now given way to the coolness of the dew. My beloved, I want you to feel the temperature of your spirit settling into a state of profound, unshakable serenity. The battle noise has faded into the background, and in its place I'm releasing a heavy golden blanket of my presence to wrap around your soul. This is the peace drop. It is not a fleeting emotion that comes and goes with the news or your bank balance. It is a permanent weight of glory that is now descending upon your home and your heart. I am establishing an atmosphere where anxiety cannot breathe and where the shadows find no place to hide. This is the peace that guards your heart and your mind, a supernatural shield that filters every word and every thought before it reaches you. You are no longer living in a state of reaction. You are living in a state of residence. You are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, and the atmosphere of my throne room is now the atmosphere of your everyday life. I see you exhaling deeply, perhaps, for the first time in years. This is what it means to be truly protected. I've silenced the accuser and muzzled the mouth of the lion. The air around you is now thick with the scent of my grace and the warmth of my favor. I am making your home a sanctuary, a place where the weary find rest and where the broken are made whole. When you walk through your doors, you will feel this shift. When you lie down to sleep, the peace will be like a soft pillow under your head. Even when the world outside continues its frantic spin, you will remain centered in the eye of the storm, untouched by the chaos. This peace is your new authority. It is the sign that the King is in the house. Rest in me, my child. Let this peace saturate every fiber of your being until you are so filled with my stillness that you become a carrier of it wherever you go. My order is not just a structure. It is a spirit of rest that has now become your permanent environment. Now that the fire has cleared the debris and my order has been established, I am declaring a season of total and absolute reversal. I have seen every tear you shed over the things you thought were gone forever. I have seen the years the locusts have eaten, the time stolen by sickness, the money drained by chaos, and the peace shattered by betrayal. But I am not just a God who stops the bleeding. I am the God of the overflow. I am declaring a double for your trouble season over your life. Everything that chaos took from you while you were in the dark is now being returned with divine interest. I am reaching into the past and pulling your stolen blessings into your present. I am the God of justice, and I do not allow the thief to keep what belongs to my children. The aftermath of this battle is not ashes. It is gold. It is a restoration so complete that the scars of your past will become the credentials of your power. I am specifically speaking to your storehouses. I am commanding a reversal in your financial flow. Where there has been a leak, I am sealing it with my favor. Where there has been a drought, I am sending a downpour of unexpected provision. You will see debts canceled, doors of opportunity swinging wide, and resources appearing from places you never expected. But my restoration goes deeper than your pocketbook. It is touching your bloodline. I am restoring relationships that were thought to be dead. I'm bringing back the hearts of children to their parents and breathing life into marriages that had grown cold. I'm restoring your mental health, giving you back the capacity to feel joy, to dream without fear, and to sleep without the aid of a world that only offers temporary fixes. You are being made whole in every dimension: spirit, soul, and body. This is the moment to lock this prophecy into your life once and for all. Do not let the thief steal this word through doubt or distraction. This is your final seal, your act of absolute faith that tells the spiritual realm you have received your inheritance. Type this now in the comments to anchor this restoration. It is done. My future is guarded. By speaking these words, you are claiming the reversal and setting the stones of your new reality. And if you have not yet made this your home, subscribe to this channel and join this family of believers. What I have started in you today, I will continue to grow and protect. Do not walk away from this fire. Walk in the authority of it. Subscribe now to stay connected to this rhythm of protection and power, for I am walking with you into your most prosperous season yet. My beloved, I have watched you for so long through the lens of your suffering, but today I am changing the mirror in which you see yourself. I saw you when you felt like a victim of your circumstances, a leaf blown about by the winds of other people's choices and the unfairness of the world. I saw you in the corner, holding your wounds, wondering why life was so hard and why you seemed to be the target of every storm. You identified with your pain. You wore your scars like a garment of shame. But hear my voice today. That version of you is dead. It was buried in the fire of the rounds we have just completed. I'm performing a divine identity upgrade within your spirit. You are no longer the one who is hunted by chaos. You have become the hunter of the darkness. You are not a casualty of war. You are a commander in my army. I have taken the broken pieces of your story and forged them into a weapon of light. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what I am doing through you. From this moment forward, you will walk with the posture of a warrior who knows the king has already won the battle. I'm replacing your spirit of heaviness with a mantle of authority. When you enter a room, the atmosphere must shift, not because of your own strength, but because of the order I have established within you. You are a carrier of my presence, and where you set your foot, chaos must flee. No longer will you ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, you will declare, this is happening for me to show my power. You are not being punished in the waiting room. You are being trained for this level of authority. I don't give big assignments to small people, and I've given you a mandate to bring order to the world around you. Your scars are no longer symbols of defeat. They are your credentials of victory. You are my chosen one, and you are now equipped to lead others out of the very darkness that once tried to swallow you. Stand tall, warrior, for your new name is written in the heavens. Now that the fire has cleared the path and my order is established within your spirit, you must learn to walk in the wisdom that sustains this victory. A garden that has been cleared of weeds will only stay beautiful if the gardener remains vigilant. I am giving you 5 practical orders to protect the sanctuary we have built today. First, you must establish holy boundaries. Learn the power of the word no. You are no longer obligated to host toxic conversations or to give your energy to those who seek to bring chaos back into your life. Protect your peace as if it were the most precious treasure on earth, for it is. Second, I command you to enter into a rhythm of disciplined rest. You're not a machine, and your worth is not measured by your productivity. Honor the Sabbath of your soul. Set aside time where the world cannot reach you, where the screens are dark and the noise is silenced, so that you can hear my whisper and be recharged by my spirit. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of trust that I am working even when you are still. Third, you must filter your inputs with a divine standard. Be mindful of the music you hear, the news you consume, and the people you allow into your inner circle. If it does not resonate with the frequency of my peace, do not let it pass through the gates of your mind. You are a temple, and what you allow in determines the atmosphere you carry. Fourth, practice the radical art of forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free of the residue of their actions. Bitterness is the rust that eats away at my order. Let it go and watch how much lighter your spirit becomes. And finally, set your day in order before the sun fully rises. Give me the first moments of your morning, even if it is only a few minutes of quiet prayer. In those moments, we will set the blueprint for the day, ensuring that no matter what storms arise, your foundation remains on the rock. These steps are your armor. Wear them daily, and you will never again be a victim of the chaos. My beloved child, we have reached the pinnacle of this divine encounter. I want you to take a moment to simply exist in the weight of my glory. The fire has done its work, the debris of chaos has been cleared, and the pillars of my order have been firmly set in the foundation of your soul. I now release my final sovereign blessing over you. I seal every word of restoration, every spark of acceleration, and every boundary of protection that has been established here today. This is not a temporary shift, it is a permanent transformation. I bless the air you breathe, the ground you walk upon, and the very thoughts that form in your mind. I declare that the favor of the Most High is now your constant companion. You are leaving this sacred space as a new creation clothed in the mantle of my authority. The transaction between heaven and your spirit is complete, and it has been recorded in the eternal books of life. Go forth now into the world, but do not go as you once did. You are no longer the one who is hunted by shadows. You are the one who carries the light that scatters them. I am with you in every breath and every heartbeat. When the world attempts to roar with its old noise, you will speak from the stillness of the order I have placed within you. I bless your family, your finances, your health, and your destiny. May my face shine upon you so brightly that even the strangers you pass on the street will wonder about the peace you carry. You are protected, you are chosen, and you are profoundly loved. Nothing can snatch you from my hand. The battle is over, and the reign of my order has begun in you. Go in order, go in power. Do not stop here, my beloved. The victory you have claimed today is a mighty work of heaven, but the shadows are persistent and will look for any crack to return. If you do not lock the gates and reinforce the shield I have given you, the old noise will try to drown out my voice once more. You must stay in the heat of my presence to keep your new armor bright and unyielding. I have prepared another revelation for you, a continuous shield designed to solidify every breakthrough we have built together in this hour. Do not give the darkness a second to breathe or a moment to regroup. Transition now into the next message I have placed before you, and let my protection become your eternal and unbreakable fortress. I am not finished with you yet. Come and see what else I have in store for your glory. Step into the next video now and walk deeper into the light of my perfect order. I am waiting for you there, my chosen one.